There is a level of freedom that very few people ever experience. It isn't found in having more money. It isn't found in having more followers, a bigger house, or a perfect life. It's found in reaching the point where other people's says opinions no longer control your emotions, where temporary problems no longer steal your peace, and where every criticism doesn't force you to question your worth. That kind of freedom has a name. It is the ability to remain unbothered. Now, don't misunderstand what that means. Being unbothered doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you become cold. It doesn't mean you ignore your responsibilities or pretend pain doesn't exist. It means you become wise enough to stop giving your energy to things that cannot improve your man. Because your attention is one of the most valuable things you own. Every day someone is trying to borrow it. A negative comment, an unnecessary argument, a disappointing situation, someone else's opinion, a mistake you made years ago, a fear about tomorrow. Notice how easily your peace can disappear when you give those things permission to occupy your mind. The problem isn't always what happened. The problem is how long you allow it to live inside you. I once watched an elderly gardener working in a beautiful garden. As he watered the flowers, I noticed leaves constantly falling from a large tree above him. Every few minutes, another leaf landed on the ground. I asked him if it frustrated him to keep cleaning leaves that would simply fall again tomorrow. He smiled without looking up and said, "The tree is only doing what trees do. My job isn't to stop the leaves from falling. My job is to keep tending the garden." That answer stayed with me for years. People will criticize. Life will disappoint you. Mistakes will happen. Unexpected problems will arrive. That's what life does. Your responsibility isn't controlling every leaf that falls. Your responsibility is protecting the garden of your mind. Because whatever you allow to grow there eventually shapes your life. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that every opinion deserves a response. It doesn't. Not every invitation deserves acceptance. Not every criticism deserves an explanation. Not every misunderstanding deserves your energy. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Not because you have nothing to say, because you've learned that peace is worth more than proving a point. Think about the ocean. Ships sail across it every day. Storms disturb its surface. Winds create enormous waves. Yet thousands of feet below, the water remains calm. Your life should become like that. Your circumstances may create waves on the surface, but deep within your character, there should remain a place untouched by temporary storms. That kind of stability isn't something you're born with. It's something you train. That's why the title matters. Train yourself to be unbothered, because it is a skill, not a personality trait. There was a young businessman who lost an important client after months of hard work. He was devastated. For weeks, he replayed every conversation in his mind, blaming himself for everything that happened. Finally, he visited an older mentor. The mentor handed him a glass of water and said, "Hold this." The young man did. 1 minute passed, then 5, then 10. His arm began hurting. Finally, he asked, "When can I put it down?" The mentor smiled. "The glass didn't become heavier. You simply held on to it too long." Then he added, "Most people suffer the same way. The event isn't what destroys them. It's how long they continue carrying it." Think about that. Some of you are still carrying conversations from years ago, still carrying rejection, still carrying embarrassment, still carrying failure, still carrying words spoken by people who have already forgotten saying them. Meanwhile, you're allowing those memories to shape decisions you're making today. There comes a moment when healing requires one simple decision. Put the glass down. You cannot move toward your future while dragging your past behind you. Another lesson I've learned is this. People who are easily offended are often easily controlled. Because once someone discovers what upsets you, they've discovered how to control your emotions. Don't hand strangers the keys to your peace. Don't allow people who contribute nothing to your future to determine your mood. If someone insults you and it completely ruins your day, who was really in control? You or them? Real strength isn't winning every argument. It's refusing to let every argument become your battle. Imagine a lion walking through the forest. Does it stop every few steps to answer the barking of smaller animals? No, not because it lacks confidence, because it has purpose. Purpose naturally reduces distraction. The clearer your purpose becomes, the less interested you'll be in improving yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. One of the greatest forms of maturity is learning the difference between what deserves your proselytine, what deserves your distance. Everything doesn't require your reaction. Everything doesn't require your opinion. Everything doesn't require your involvement. Sometimes wisdom looks like walking away, not because you lost, because your peace mattered more than your pride. There was a season in my life when I believed I had to explain myself to everyone, every misunderstanding, every criticism, every false accusation. I thought if people only knew my intentions, everything would be fine. I was exhausted. Then someone much wiser than me said something I'll never forget. They are allowed to misunderstand you. At first, I didn't like hearing that, but eventually I understood. Your responsibility is to live with integrity, not to control everyone's interpretation of your life. Some people will never understand you. Some won't even try, and that's okay. You weren't created to be understood by everyone. You were created to remain faithful to your values. Here's another truth. Most of the things stealing your peace today won't matter 5 years from now. Ask yourself, will this matter next month, next year, 5 years from now? If the answer is no, why give it 5 hours of your attention today? Protect your mind the way a homeowner protects the front door of their house. Not everyone gets inside. Not every voice deserves access. Not every opinion deserves a place to stay. Guard your peace. Guard your focus. Guard your purpose. Because once you lose control of your attention, everything else becomes easier to lose. There is a kind of confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need approval. It simply keeps moving forward. That is the confidence built by discipline rather than attention. It knows who it is. It knows where it's going. And because of that, it refuses to stop every few minutes to answer unnecessary noise. Train yourself to become that person. The person who chooses peace over proving a point. The person who chooses growth over gossip. The person who chooses purpose over popularity. Because eventually, life rewards those who remain focused long after everyone else became distracted. And the day you stop allowing everything to bother you is the day you finally begin living with real freedom. And once you begin living that way, you'll notice a change that cannot be measured by money or success. You'll begin waking up lighter. Your mind won't feel crowded by yesterday's arguments. Your heart won't feel exhausted from carrying problems that were never yours to carry. You'll still face challenges. You'll still experience disappointment. But those things will no longer have permission to control the direction of your life. That is the difference between reacting to life and leading it. Most people spend their entire lives reacting. Someone compliments them, they're happy. Someone criticizes them, they're discouraged. Something goes according to plan, they're confident. Something goes wrong, they lose hope. Their emotions become prisoners of circumstances. Don't live that way. If your peace depends on perfect circumstances, then your peace will always be temporary. Real peace comes from building a mind that remains steady even when life becomes uncertain. There was an old sea captain who had crossed dangerous oceans for more than 40 years. One day, a young sailor asked him what the secret was to staying calm during violent storms. The captain looked toward the horizon and said, "You don't wait for the storm to learn how to steer the ship." Think about those words. Most people wait until life becomes difficult before they begin strengthening their mind. But strength isn't built during the storm. It's revealed during the storm. It's built in the quiet mornings when you choose discipline. It's built every time you refuse to overreact. Every time you choose patience over panic. Every time you decide that your purpose matters more than your emotions. Those quiet moments are training you for battles you cannot yet see. One thing that steals more peace than almost anything else is comparison. Comparison is dangerous because it convinces you that someone else's journey should become the standard for your own. You see someone achieving success before you begin questioning your progress. You see someone driving a better car, you begin feeling behind. You see someone receiving attention, you begin believing you're not enough. Listen carefully. Comparison is a race with no finish line. There will always be someone with more money, more influence, more experience, more recognition. If your happiness depends on becoming more than everyone else, you'll never know contentment. Instead, compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. Are you becoming wiser, more disciplined, more patient, more focused? If the answer is yes, then you're already moving in the right direction. Another lesson life has taught me is that not every battle deserves your energy. Imagine a man walking through a city carrying a backpack full of rocks. Every time someone insulted him, he picked up another rock. Every time something went wrong, another rock. Every disappointment, another rock. By the end of the day, he could barely walk. The rocks weren't heavy because of their size. They became heavy because he refused to put them down. Some of you are carrying emotional backpacks exactly like that. One betrayal, one disappointment, one harsh comment, one failure, one rejection. And instead of releasing them, you've carried them for years. No wonder you're exhausted. You were never created to carry everything. Strength is not measured by how much pain you can hold. Wisdom is measured by knowing what to release. Here's something that changed my life. Forgiveness is not permission. Forgiveness is freedom. When you forgive, you're not saying what happened was acceptable. You're saying that what happened will no longer control your future. There is no greater revenge than living a peaceful life while refusing to become bitter. Don't allow people who hurt you to continue renting space in your mind without paying anything. Evict them, not through anger, through peace. There will also be moments when life simply doesn't make sense. Plans will fail. People you trusted will disappoint you. Doors you expected to open will remain closed. During those seasons, don't let temporary confusion become permanent hopelessness. Some of life's greatest blessings first arrive looking like setbacks. The opportunity you missed may have protected you from the wrong path. The rejection you experienced may have redirected you towards something better. The delay may have been preparation. You cannot always judge the value of a moment while you're living inside it. Trust the process enough to keep moving. One of the strongest habits you can build is learning to pause before reacting. A few seconds can prevent years of regret. Before sending the angry message, pause. Before speaking words you can't take back, pause. Before assuming the worst, pause. Before making a decision based on emotion, pause. That pause is where wisdom lives. Reaction is easy. Reflection requires strength. I've noticed something about people who accomplish meaningful things. They have fewer unnecessary arguments, less drama, less gossip, less emotional chaos. Not because life treats them differently, because they've become selective with their attention. They understand that every yes to distraction becomes a no to purpose. Protect your focus. Your dreams need it. Protect your energy. Your family deserves the best version of you, not the exhausted version that gave everything away to meaningless problems. Protect your peace, because peace is not weakness. Peace is power under control. As the years pass, you'll begin realizing that the happiest people are not those who have the easiest lives. They're the ones who have learned what deserves their attention and what deserves to be left behind. They've stopped chasing approval. They've stopped explaining themselves to everyone. They've stopped trying to win every argument. They've stopped carrying yesterday into tomorrow. And because of that, they move through life with a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken by temporary opinions. One day you'll wake up and someone will criticize you. You'll smile and continue working. Someone will doubt you. You'll continue building. Someone will misunderstand your intentions. You'll continue living with integrity. Not because you've become careless, because you've become anchored. Anchored people don't drift every time the wind changes. They remain steady because they know who they are. That is the person you're becoming, not someone without emotions. Someone who has learned to lead those emotions. Not someone without challenges. Someone who refuses to surrender their peace to every challenge. So from this day forward, remember this. Every morning, you have a decision to make. Will you spend your energy proving yourself or improving yourself? Will you spend your attention on drama or on your dreams? Will you carry yesterday's burdens or build tomorrow's future? The answer to those questions will shape your life. Because every time you choose peace over pride, purpose over popularity, growth over gossip, and discipline over distraction, you become a little stronger, a little wiser, a little freer, until one day, the things that once disturbed you no longer have the power to touch your spirit. Not because life became quieter, because you became stronger. You trained your mind, you guarded your peace, you protected your purpose, and in doing so, you discovered one of life's greatest victories. The strongest person in the room is not always the loudest. The strongest person is often the one who remains calm while everyone else is losing control. So train yourself to be unbothered, not because nothing will ever happen, but because your peace is too valuable to be controlled by everything that does. And that is the kind of strength that no one can ever take away from you.